dear friends, colleagues and participants, and dear government employees, dear government representatives. We are here at the 9th meeting of the Government Christian Forum, which was inaugurated 5 years ago in 2013. And this is really 5 years of cooperation and activity between government representatives and Christian organizations and leaders in Jerusalem and in Israel. We are commemorating also Hanukkah today and this week. It reminds me the important imperative to be light for the Gentiles, or Lagoyim. And I think that we Jews and Israelis have to aspire to be light for the Gentile, and I think in this kind of activity that we're trying to hug and to empower and to strengthen our minorities here and to help them, we are actually trying to be light for the Gentiles.
This meeting is very important because the vast majority of Zionists around the world are not Jewish. They're evangelical Christians, they're Christians. And today, I think that it's safe to say that Christians aren't only our best friends in the world, sometimes they're our only friends, depending on what country you're in. So it's very, very important to make sure that their whole experience of coming into Israel and leaving Israel is as easy as possible, as kind and polite as possible, because we need more Christians to come.
And I would like to present you with a certificate of appreciation to Charles Kopp. A certificate is awarded to Charles Kopp, Pastor Emeritus of the Baptist Church in Jerusalem, for his love, passion, and ongoing support for Israel and its people, and for his tireless efforts in developing relations of trust and friendship with the Jewish people.
This meeting is important to us because we feel this is a real tangible expression of friendship, not just we like you and you like us, but we feel that there's a personal touch here through Moti Zaken, who we have known for many years. So we are really grateful for this effort of his to create this forum for our voices to be heard.
It's important because it's trying to solve practical problems that the Christian community has here in Israel. And there's a lot of talk about friendship and relationships that we have between Jews and Christians, but very few people get down to actually rolling up their sleeves and solving these problems in a very concrete way.
We're trying to help and facilitate the entry and the departure of Christian tourists, students, visitors in Israel. So this is why we brought here the airport authorities and the security to meet the representative of big Christian organization in order for them to nominate trustees or airport trustees that they can help the airport authorities in this process. And I think it went very well because now we are going to have representatives of the Christian organization in the airport with ability to influence and facilitate the entry and the departure of this tourist.
Actually, this is going to help in many ways because when groups do come or Christian individuals arrive in the country and depart, this will make it easier and smoother for many in the Christian community.
Because if the experience of coming and going from Ben Gurion Airport can be kinder and easier for Christians, that has a potential of bringing more groups. All it takes is one person who stopped and undergoes a very difficult interrogation. They go back home. If it's their last experience as they're getting on the plane to go back home, what are they going to tell their friends? They're going to say, look, Israel's great, but it's a really difficult place. You know, think twice before you visit, and so on and so forth. So if that process can be simplified and made easier, I think it'll help improve the amount and grow the amount of tourism that comes into Israel.
Israel is definitely taking care and about its Christian minority and the diverse Christian communities here in Israel. We're trying to do our best to protect the minorities, to help the minorities.
A meeting like this is very important because it's important to have dialogue to be able to express the practical things. I was born in Jerusalem. I grew up in Bethlehem, and all my life I've seen a lot of formalities where people have do events, and it ends up being a nice photo op, a PR op. But events like these, where you sit down and get to talk to the people that are on the ground, they're not representatives. They are people doing the job at the airport. It's practical, and we need practical solutions. And today we felt, as always, the government is willing to work out with the Christian community on how we can make Israel a beacon of light, the land, from a biblical perspective and not a political perspective. This is not a political event. It's an event to help make life better for Christians visiting and so forth.
Dr. Moti Zaken created this Christian government forum, which I think is fantastic, because we're not only getting together to discuss how much Christians love Israel and how Israel loves Christians, but what are some of the practical solutions that can be created to make this, to facilitate this relationship and make it better. Today's a great example of that. He's just very persistent, so continuing to go back to the government and say, okay, what are the next issues that we can tackle to create more collaboration between the communities? I think it's a phenomenal initiative.
This is a historical day because we've been talking about this process for several years by now. We have heard so many problems about entry and departure of Christians in Israel, problems in the airport, denial of entry, unpolite incidents and so on. It's a point in which we are really embarking a new project, hopeful project, that the Christian tourists will be able to enter and to live at ease without so much problem as they used to be in the past. So I think it's a historical day.